I try and check. All right. So let's start lowering or closing your eyes. Taking deep inhales in through your nose and long, slow exhales out. Noticing where your body is touching the earth. And notice if you are holding any tension anywhere in your body. Relaxing and softening your shoulders. Allowing your jaw to soften. Notice if there's anything going on in your mind that you don't need during our time here together. Any thoughts about the past, the future, any kind of negative self-talk. And allow it to go with your exhale. Trust that if it's something you need to remember, it will still be there for you when you go. You just don't need it right now. So starting right from the very beginning. Yoga means to yoke, to unify, to bring together. It means experiencing the union of the body, mind, and heart, our shadow side and our light side, and the world around us. So I invite you to bring your hands to heart center. So Anjali Mudra or Namaskar Mudra. So this symbolizes union of our hands together, symbolizing the unity of both sides of the brain and the body, and union between self and community. And bowing your head towards your hands, I invite you to find gratitude for the teacher in your heart, the teacher in the heart of all. I thank and honor all the yogis from India who have practiced and taught in the past, and all of the teachers from around the world. They are the reason why we can gather here together and practice. All right, gently releasing your hands and opening the windows of your eyes. Okay, so let's start here in a child's pose. So I'm going to give you two options for your child's pose. Actually, more than two options. So if you're not comfortable being on your knees, just hang out for a minute and I'll show you how to do it on your back. Know that if you have a blanket, you can always place the blanket underneath your knees for a little bit of extra support. So in our child's pose, up to you. You can bring feet together, knees apart, or maybe knees stay together. We're going to bring the arms long in this child's pose, sinking the hips back. Forehead comes down towards the earth. If this child's pose doesn't feel good for your knees, maybe you come onto your back and hug your knees in toward your chest. Perhaps you wrap your arms around your knees to hold them in place. Or if you have a strap or a long tie, maybe even a long blanket, you can place it underneath the knees and pull it down to help bring your legs closer to you. So wherever you are, whichever variation of a child's pose you are in, see if you can find your breath. If you see me coming out of a pose, know that you didn't miss anything. See if you can feel your breath at your heart. Breathing in, sense that you are receiving warmth and energy. Breathing out, sense that you are letting go into openness. And if you wish, sending the following words of loving kindness to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I be filled in loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. We're going to be here for a couple more minutes, so know that if you need to come out, you certainly can. Maybe you change to the other variation of a child's pose. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath. And then slowly releasing your pose wherever you are and making your way into a tabletop. Wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips. And then I invite you to find any movements that feel good for you here. So maybe it's cat-cow, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, and then moving in the opposite direction. Tailbone points up towards the sky, shoulders roll back and down your spine. Maybe it's C shapes. Maybe you make circles in your hips, listening to that inner teacher. What does your body need? Okay, we're going to come down to the earth, onto the front body. Okay, we're going to find a little bit of something here for our shoulders. So in order to set this up a little bit, let's start here in a Sphinx pose, forearms to the earth. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, tops of your feet push into the earth. We'll find Sphinx pose here for a few rounds of breath. So rolling your shoulders back and down your spine. And it's like you're energetically pulling your arms towards you to allow your heart to come through. And gently releasing here, we'll walk the left arm forward, if you can see. And then we'll bring the right arm out to the side and scooping the right arm underneath. Okay, so you're going to bring your arm under only as far as you feel comfortable, palm faces up towards the sky. And you're going to try and lie down here. So you may or may not feel comfortable lying on that front arm. If you need to, you can grab a folded blanket, a block, or maybe your left fist to place underneath your forehead. If this starts to feel like too much, maybe you make your way back up onto your left forearm to relieve a little bit of pressure here on the right arm. And relax your head. One more round of breath here. And then bringing the left forearm to the earth. Push into the left arm to help unravel the right arm. Placing it down on the earth. Again, Sphinx pose, but walking that hand forward a little bit. Left arm comes out to the side and scoops underneath. Coming down as far as you feel comfortable. Any variation of this pose that feels right in your upper body, in your arms. And then perhaps sending yourself the following loving kindness affirmation. May I accept myself as I am. May I accept myself as I am. Gently allowing your head to come up, placing your left forearm to the earth, right forearm, lean into the right arm, release the left. Let's find alligator here. Feet come out to the side, toes point out towards the side. Placing the forehead on your hands. And just notice the sensation of your breath. Can you again breathe at your heart? Breathing in, sense that you are receiving warmth and energy. Breathing out, sense that you are letting go into openness. Finding one more round of breath here. Okay, and then slowly bringing your feet back together. Bring your hands by your shoulders and come on up to a tabletop pose. Okay, from our tabletop, we're going to find a low lunge to begin. So let's bring the right foot forward between the hands. Okay, and then we want the right knee stacked over the right ankle. So try not to let it go past the toes. And then notice if you feel anything along the front of the left thigh. If not, maybe you need to walk the left foot back a little bit more, left leg. We're just going to sink and settle here into this pose. If it feels like the earth is really far away from you, you can always grab a hold of a pillow around you, fold a blanket, blocks, place underneath your hands. Maybe you tense your fingers like I am. You're just going to sink here into that left hip. Find your breath. Finding your breath at your heart space. One more round of breath here. And then placing both hands towards the inside of the right foot. We're going to walk the right foot over towards the right side of the mat. Toes point out towards the right side. So in this pose, we want to protect our knee by keeping the right foot active the whole time. So we're kind of curling back the toes a little bit. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you allow your knee to drop out towards the side slightly, keeping the ankle, shin, and foot straight in a nice straight line. Notice any sensations that are coming up here. And if you need to, you can always come out for a few breaths and then return to the pose, keeping the right foot active. So we're going to feel a little bit of sensation here in the body. As long as it's not sharp shooting pain, see if maybe you can just kind of breathe into it. So finding one more round of breath here. And then right foot stays active. Allow that foot to come to the earth if it's out to the side or knees out to the side. Let's come back into child's pose. So we're going to come just for a few breaths. Big toes together, knees apart, arms out long, softening here. Allowing your head to come down to the earth, or if it doesn't make its way there, stacking fists underneath the forehead. Slowly making your way back into your tabletop pose. And we're going to find that lunge on the other side. Left foot comes through. Left knee over ankle. And if you wish, right leg walks back. And then see if you can sink into that front right thigh. And notice where you're holding tension. Sometimes when we're trying to hold ourselves up, we're really dumping our weight into our hands, or we're holding everything in the shoulders. See if you can soften here. If you wish, maybe even allowing your chin to come towards your chest. Allow your head to hang heavy. One more round of breath here. And then allowing the left hand to come to the inside of the left foot, walking that left foot out to the side. Toes point out towards the sides. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you activate the left foot, allowing the knee to drop out towards the side. Soften your neck. Feeling your breath at your heart space. And maybe saying the following to yourself. May I touch deep, natural peace. May I touch deep, natural peace. Let's find one more round of breath here. And activating the left foot, allowing the foot to come back to the earth. We're going to make our way into a tabletop pose. And then we're going to come into seated. I actually forgot to see if everybody has a blanket. So maybe we'll do something else here. Let's come onto our backs. Okay. So from our backs, let's find happy baby. So both feet come up towards the sky. Knees are bent, feet are active, knees come out to the sides. And then it's up to you, depending on what feels right for you in your body. Maybe you grab a hold of the backs of your thighs. Maybe it's somewhere on the lower leg, or maybe it's somewhere on your feet. Softening your shoulders. Allowing your jaw to relax. Softening the place between your eyebrows. Allowing your head to sink and settle. Allowing your arms here to just kind of hang heavy. Not really using them to pull, allowing them to just be weights. And maybe from here, find some movements in your happy baby. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you extend one leg and then the other. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath. And then gently bringing your feet to the earth, knees are bent. Feet come wide on the mat. Gently windshield wipering your knees from side to side. Okay, from here we're going to find a reclined shoelace. So bringing your feet about hip distance apart, find a comfortable place for your back on the earth, so reposition your back. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through 2 different ways to be in this pose. Just kind of depends on what feels good for you in your body. So first way is we will bring our feet together and then cross the right knee over the left knee. Okay, activating both feet, curl back the toes, bring the legs closer to your chest. So the left hand is going to reach for the top of the right leg, so that front leg. If it's comfortable for you, grabbing a hold of the other foot, the other ankle with the other hand. So if this feels like too much for you, your other option is to place the left foot to the earth and perhaps just grabbing a hold of the right foot. Or maybe just coming into that half shoelace here. So your choice, full shoelace, grabbing a hold of the tops of the ankles, and then relax your feet, relax your shoulders. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere, and then relax and soften. Again, not pulling with your arms, just allowing them to be kind of heavy weight here. Bringing your breath back to your heart space. And perhaps sending yourself the following. May my heart and mind awaken. May I be free. May my heart and mind awaken. May I be free. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath on this side. And then gently releasing your feet. And in your own time, bringing your feet once again mat distance apart and windshield wipering your knees from side to side. And gently walking your feet back to center. This time, the left knee crosses over the right knee. Drawing the legs closer to you. Activate your feet to begin here. Right hand comes to the left ankle. Perhaps the left hand comes to the right ankle. Allow your feet to relax. And again, if you need to, maybe you drop the right foot to the earth, knees bent. Relax your feet. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Being okay with where you are right now in this moment. Giving yourself the love and compassion that you need. And know that this side may feel different from the first side. And that's okay. Honor your body where it is today. Finding 2 more rounds of breath on this side. And once that's complete for you, releasing your legs. Allowing both feet to come at distance apart and windshield wipering the knees from side to side. Okay, so our next pose is going to be a twist. However, if a twist does not feel good in your back, hold on for a minute and I will show you a variation of a twist that's more about the legs than the back. Okay, so today let's bring both feet towards each other, knees are bent. So arms are going to come out to the side, palms face down to help anchor you to the earth. Shoulders and feet stay on the earth, shifting your hips over towards the left side of your mat, placing them down and allowing your knees to drop over towards the right side. Perhaps you look over towards the left. And then allowing your palms to face up towards the sky. So if this feels really uncomfortable for you, maybe you change the cross of your legs to whatever feels comfortable, or maybe feet once again come wide on the mat. Arms come out to the side, palms face up, and allowing your legs to drop over towards one side. We'll say the right side, since we're all on the right side. So in this pose, you'll feel a little bit more of a stretch along the front of the left thigh. If you're in the second variation, maybe a little bit of a stretch into the back or the hip. Maybe you look to the left. With every exhale, see if you can soften and let go just a little bit more. Allowing your body to sink down towards the earth. releasing any tension you feel in your shoulders and in your hips. And whenever you're ready, bringing both knees back to center. If you are in that first twist, repositioning your back flat on the earth. Shifting your hips over towards the right side and allowing your knees to drop to the left. Keep trying to keep both shoulders flat on the earth. Our other variation, feet wide on the mat, and just allowing the knees to drop to the left, maybe looking to the right. Feeling your breath. Feeling your breath at your heart space. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I accept myself as I am. May I accept myself as I am. May I touch deep, natural peace. May I touch deep, natural peace. May my heart and mind awaken. May I be free. May my heart and mind awaken. May I be free. So whichever variation of this pose you're in, allowing your knees to come back to center. Feet come wide on the mat. Take your time. And then whenever you're ready, allowing your knees to rock from side to side. Okay, so from here, let's hug both knees in towards the chest and maybe rocking here or finding some circles in the knees. Maybe they go the same direction or opposite direction from each other. Okay. Last pose here. So listen to your body, only go as far as you feel comfortable. If this doesn't feel right for you, come into Shavasana, which is lying on your back, arms to the side, palms facing up, legs to the side. Okay, so to begin, let's stretch our legs nice and long on the mat, bringing the arms up and back behind us, fingernails to the earth. Stretch long, allow the backs of your thighs to push down towards the earth, and then exhale, soften. We're going to do that 2 more times. Stretch nice and long, backs of the thighs down towards the earth. Maybe you point the toes, maybe you don't. And then soften. Last one, arms come long behind you, stretch the legs. And soften. Allow everything to sink and settle. All right, so maybe you stay here, or maybe you come into banana pose. So in our banana pose, we're going to extend the arms and legs long, not quite as aggressively as before. And then allowing your shoulders and your head to come over towards the right side of your mat. Perhaps the legs come over towards the right side of the mat as well, making a C shape or banana shape here. If you want to go a little deeper, grabbing a hold of the left wrist to pull the arm over a little further. And if you're able to keep both hips on the earth, crossing the left ankle over the right. Once you find a nice stretch here, soften everything down towards the earth. Release any tension. Again, if you wish, if this doesn't feel right, coming into Shavasana. Finding one more round of breath on this side, and then gently bringing everything back to center. Again, reaching long. This time, head and shoulders come over towards the left side of the mat. Maybe legs come over to the left side, making a C shape here with your body, hips on the earth. And find whatever variation feels good for you here. Once you find that nice stretch, softening into the pose. Finding 2 more rounds of breath on this side. Once that's complete for you, allowing everything to come back to center, and then find Shavasana or any final resting pose that feels good for you, lying on the earth. You could be on your side, on your front body, whatever helps you to settle and soften. If you get cold, you can always grab a blanket or your socks before coming into Shavasana. And then finding your breath once again. So there's still lots of time, but I thought because we got started a couple minutes late, I'd go a couple minutes over. I'll let you know when it's almost 8 o'clock in case you have to leave at 8. All right. Notice if you're holding any tension in your forehead, in your jaw. Allow them to soften. Notice what happens in your upper jaw if you imagine that you can soften both the inside and the outside of your ears. Perhaps you slow down your breath, taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, and long, slow exhales out. Bringing your awareness to your shoulders. With every exhale, allow them to soften and release a little bit more. So, in the spirit of being back to the beginning, something that you may hear often in a class, it's said that our shoulders are the place where we hold all of our shoulds. I should have, I shouldn't have. Release and let go of all of those shoulds. Bringing your awareness to your hips. Notice if you're holding any tension there. And with every exhale, allow them to soften a little bit more. Sometimes it is said that we hold our emotions in our hips. Don't hold on anymore. Allow them to flow and release. From here, I invite you to picture someone who cares about you deeply and unconditionally. It may be a person, a pet, an entity. Picture their face. And remember a time that you felt love from them, or imagine what it would feel like. Perhaps you imagine or feel what it's like to love that other one. Notice the sensations that come up in your body. Notice where you feel the love the most. Maybe you feel it in your heart space or somewhere else in your body. So, holding on to that feeling of love in your body, and release the image of the other. Perhaps allowing this sensation of love to slowly spread throughout your entire body. Feel it move into your shoulders, your head, down your arms, into your hands. Notice it fill your entire torso. And allowing that feeling of love to move down your legs and into your feet. Allow your entire being to be filled with love. And remember that original place of love, that feeling, the sensation, it comes from deep inside of you. Even though you released the picture of the other, that love is still there. Perhaps you stay here for another minute in this feeling of love. If you need to leave at 8 o'clock, it is a couple minutes to now. Gently bringing your awareness back into your space. Feeling the sensation of your breath, the touch points of your body on the earth. And then making some small movements in your body. Maybe those small movements become bigger movements. And in your own time, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. Gently making your way up to seated, any comfortable position. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. I invite you to once again bring your hands to heart center and then bowing your head towards your heart. Once again, find gratitude for the teacher in your heart, the teacher in the heart of all. I thank you for coming here today to share your practice with me and with each other. Have a beautiful evening. And I'll stick around if you have any questions.